everyone, and thank you for joining me for Sketchbook Sunday, episode 47. And welcome to my channel if you are new here. I have literally hundreds of way more interesting oil painting time lapses where I spend way more time detailing those paintings, but this is my sketchbook series where I just want to play with the paint and not worry a whole lot about making a super intense work of art, and also talk about various topics revolving around art. As always, I'm using Gesso to prime the paper in my sketchbook because this moleskine sketchbook is mainly for drawing, and the oil paint will destroy the paper, so Gesso gives it something to bind to instead and makes it possible for me to oil paint in my sketchbook. Today I wanted to talk about how to get your art into galleries. This is a question that I receive a lot, and these tips are based on my personal experience and the experience of my artist friends, as well as some artist lectures I've heard in the past. So first and foremost, before you even consider applying to anything, there are some things you need to have. First of all, you want to have a body of work, a series of at least 10 to 12 paintings that consistently reflect your personal style. This is something that is developed over time and with experience, so if you're a new artist who's just getting into painting, don't just try and submit your early practice paintings. Most likely it's not going to work. Really try and make your early paintings about learning and honing in your skills, developing your style, before trying to get into galleries, because when you're starting out, chances are your work isn't going to be there yet, if you know what I mean. Galleries are a business, and at the end of the day, they want to exhibit artwork that is going to sell. It'll also increase your chances of getting in if you've already sold some pieces on your own, because then you have something to show the gallery besides your art. You're showing them the fact that your work actually sells. And at the end of the day, a gallery wants to sell art. That's how they make money. Another thing to understand is that most galleries will keep 40 to 50% of the sale of the art, simply to keep their doors open. They have to take that percentage or else they won't make profits and they can't exist. Galleries also want to work with artists who are serious about their art and are reliable, which means you need to be producing a lot of work, and that work needs to be consistent quality art. Figure out what you like to paint, how you like to paint it, and then do it a lot. Like all the time. Once you've developed a body of work, that art needs to be displayed somewhere. You need an online portfolio where you can cleanly and professionally exhibit your work online. A website. This is super important if you're seriously considering a career in painting. This adds legitimacy and professionalism to you as an artist, and it's literally a virtual gallery. I recommend making your own domain name, which is going to be yourartistname.com. This is going to cost money, but it's not as much as you think. I spend about $50 a month on my websites, but that's because I have two domain names, my portfolio site and my art store, and I also pay the platform that I run the art store on. You could probably get away with spending less than $10 a month on website hosting. My website is built on WordPress, though I initially coded my very first layout from scratch. That was a huge pain in the butt to maintain and update, so I decided to switch to WordPress, which makes it so much easier, and it's hosted on GoDaddy.com. You can literally sign up today, purchase your domain, and start your website. And no, I'm not sponsored. That's just what I use, and I'm telling you that. This video is not a tutorial on website building. That is something you want to research for yourself. It's totally possible and not that hard. Or you can also pay someone to do it for you because those services are also available. Nowadays, it's super easy to make a website because there are so many website building templates and platforms that allow you to customize your design by easy tools like dragging and dropping things. It's just a matter of finding the one that works for your budget. So go to google.com and type in how to build an artist website and start learning. I highly recommend paying the extra fee for a private domain registration so that people can't find your address, because there are some wackadoos out there in the world and you need to protect yourself. Trust me, I have had my fair share of that being out here in the open on the internet. So please make sure you get a private registration. Just trust me on this one. Once you have a solid body of work and website created, now you can start to approach galleries. I think one of the best ways is to email them, especially if you're reaching out to galleries that are out of state, which is actually a great thing to do because you don't want to just limit yourself to what's local and surrounding you. Make sure that the galleries you are reaching out to are exhibiting work that is similar to your style and also price range. You don't want to go to like some high-end crazy crazy gallery that sells paintings for $30,000, chances are you're not going to get in. It's like almost impossible to get into without some crazy connections. Also, make sure it's the same style that you work in, if not really similar. For example, if you are an abstract artist, don't reach out to a gallery that focuses mainly on representational, realistic art and vice versa, because you can clearly see what art they like and want to exhibit, and if you're totally different from that, they're probably not going to want to work with you. So make sure that the galleries you reach out to exhibit art that is already like kind of similar style to yours. Like there's galleries who focus on still lifes and landscapes, portraits, and then there's galleries who focus more on like fantasy illustrative art, and then like abstract art. So just make sure it's within your realm. And it can get even more specific than that. Some galleries like really bright, colorful, more floral type of paintings. Some galleries might want something more horror, dark themed. So it really just depends on that gallery. A lot of galleries these days have social media accounts, and it's good to follow artists who do gallery shows, because that's another way to discover new galleries. And when you are reaching out to a gallery, many of them have an email or contact form on their website. So when you write them your email, make sure it's professionally structured and gets to the point in a simple and clear way. Don't write out a novel of your life story and hopes and dreams. They don't really care. Just get to the point, short and sweet. Tell them your name, where you're from, how long you've been painting, what kind of art you like to make, that express interest in working together, and provide a link to your website or an attached file containing some high quality, well lit, clear images of your art. Your life story should kind of already be on your website, so you don't want to just throw that in the email. And if you don't get a response within a week, send a follow-up email just to check in and see if they got your message. If they don't respond after like 2 emails, I suggest just leaving it alone. Don't like harass them. They already get tons of emails, and there's a good chance that your email might have gotten lost in the abyss of their inbox. And here's the thing. More often than not, they're not really looking for new artists, and they might not even be interested. Don't be discouraged by this, and don't give up. This is completely normal, and you might have to reach out to many galleries before finding one that is interested in working with you. So if you're throwing the line out there and no one's biting, that's actually pretty normal, and don't worry. If your work is solid, if you are consistently working on your craft, eventually someone will bite. And when you are accepted in, they will eventually reach out to you for a group exhibit for a specific theme, for which you will be expected to create a painting or several paintings for that theme. All the information is usually given to you whenever they email you or reach out to you about the show. If your work does really well with the gallery, they may eventually be interested in doing a solo exhibition with you. There's a lot more that I can say about more specific details and things to watch out for, but this video would be way too long. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video about it. I also want you guys to know that galleries are not mandatory for an art career, especially these days with the internet. Us artists have the control of how our work is seen, how it's sold, and we no longer need to rely on those galleries for income. However, it's still a great avenue to explore because it provides a real-life professional environment for your work to be seen in person, and it adds legitimacy to you as an artist. I hope these tips have been helpful. Please let me know in the comments if you have any video suggestions or topics you'd like me to talk about in the next Sketchbook Sunday. Make sure to subscribe to see more art videos from me. I'm wishing you all a beautiful and inspiring day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!